Okay, so just a quick disclaimer before we get started. I am not a CTA, which stands for Commodities Trading Advisor, meaning I can teach you the strategies, I can help you learn to analyze the charts, I can point out setups that I personally want to buy and sell, but the actual trading decision is going to be 100% up to you.
Hey everybody, Benny Allen here. Just wanted to check in. We've got a pretty good trade going on. We received a IM Mastery Academy Harmonic Scanner signal for the pound dollar on the 1 hour chart Gartley. It called a sell. So you can see here that it actually pushed up past the entry point at 124.59, and it formed a high just before the stop loss at 125.25. So always use a stop, right? We've got to make sure that we protect our backside. So like we always do, let's just go over to the Smart Trader chart, which is the platform that I actually like to do all of my chart markups on. I just think it's easier and more convenient, and it kind of gives me a better view of exactly what's going on and why the signal was called. So we'll switch it over. You can see that I'm already in this trade at 124.85, and of course there's our stop loss at 125.25. So when we look at this markup, we can see here that you had a strong down move. And then you had where you had the momentum reverse and then start making higher highs and higher lows to the upside. So the way we mark this up is we always are going to split our zones up with our trend line, like so. So we got a trend line there, and you can see where price broke this trend line, but we also have a nice inner trend line that formed as well. The price momentum to the downside was pretty strong before it finally reversed out. So there's our inner trend line, like this. And you can see here where our inner trend line was broken, our outer trend line was broken. And now you have this move to the upside, and you've got a correction going on. So what we'll do here is that we'll plot our fibs to the upside, like so. And you can see here now that we are in our third Fibonacci wave here. And so we've got our new AB boundary. And this was a great setup. And the reason why I took this trade at 124.85 is because we had a what we call a shallow retracement setup here, where you had a new AB boundary that formed. Price then pushed down into the AB boundary, but it stalled before it got to the 38.2 retracement level. We call that a shallow retracement. So it made a very shallow retracement, and then the bulls took back over and pushed price back up past this B boundary. We know anytime that happens, you're most likely, there's a very high percentage chance that price is then going to stall out around the 118, 127 trade area, which is why I took the trade here at 124.85. And so far it's panned off. We're up, I think right now, like 29 pips on this trade. So what we can do here is now we can go ahead and mark the take profit levels that the scanner gave us. And the first one was at 124.09. So we got 3 take profits. So we'll go ahead and mark those up. And we'll do them in blue. We keep everything identical, right, to what the scanner had. So it's important to form those good habits. So first, let's put 3 TPs in, okay? And the first one was 124.09. All right, 124.09. Our second TP was 123.66. So 123.66. 66. Having a couple computer issues this morning. A bunch of people logging on, so sometimes it slows down. So there we go, 123.66. And then our last take profit was at 122.97, which should be right around that A boundary, 122.97. 22.97. There we go. So you got your first take profit right around the 38.2 area, actually before the 38.2. Your second take profit right around the 61.8, and then your third take profit is right here at the A boundary. And that's very, very important to know, because the scanner is always going to set those take profits up based off of the Fibonacci levels, the 382 to 61.8. And then if price takes back 100% of this move at this A boundary is critical, because if it takes out this A boundary and this TP3, then you know that this move is definitely going to continue to the downside, and this was just a full-on retracement. So here's your strong move to the downside, and you have price retracing. So this is still within. If I ran a fib from this top level here, you can see that you're still in a downtrend, and this is actually a retracement right now overall. Just bear with me. See, so if we plot that fib, you can see here that here is our fib, what we call our capital fib to the downside here. And as long as price within this AB boundary, you are overall in a downtrend, and then price is just retracing. So this is a very deep retracement to a 786 area. So we actually, if this holds and this moves completely takes out this A boundary to the downside, then we're going to expect our ultimate extension to be here at the 127 at 121.58. So, but just sticking to what we're going over for the harmonic scanner, this is currently the move. We're looking really good. Now, if you miss this move, what you could do, let me just take this fib back off so we just stick to what we were covering. So if you miss this initial move, okay, so we call entry at 124.85. If you miss this initial move, it's okay, because the market moves in waves. The market moves in ABCD waves. So what you can do is that you can go down to the 15-minute, which oftentimes is where I actually enter trades. You can go down to the 15-minute time frame. You can take and transpose all of these levels. So we'll take our take profit levels, and we'll go down. Pretty cool trick. So take these levels down, these take profit levels down to the 15. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to view everything from the 15-minute time frame. So I can even actually take this fib, this auto fib here, trace over it, and then I'm going to transfer that down to the 15-minute. Now we can go down to the smaller time frame to see where we can actually get into this trade. Okay, so you can see now we're zoomed in on the 15-minute. Okay, here we go. There's that fib from the 1 hour. Okay, there we go. Now we could draw trend lines here to the upside, our counter trend lines like that. Yeah. So you can see it's headed towards this outer trend line, and then we have an inner trend line that was broken. It made a very sharp move to the upside. So hold on, let me zoom in like this. This computer is challenging today, everybody. 1 second. There we go. So draw this trend line here. This trade is now up 39 pips. So here's our inner trend line. So if you missed this trade, okay, what you could do is, this trade is looking like it's going to form a crown, okay? And I'll show you what that crown is here in a second. So you can see here where this low. So if I mark this out on the 15, you had a low that formed. You had not a low, but a support right here, okay, which was the previous low. You can see that's been broken. So now what we want to see if this price is going to pull back. And the ideal area for this price to pull back is right around here, okay? All right, we're going to call that our left tip of the crown, because this level here was broken. So had this level been supported, okay, held this support, and then hold on 1 second. Okay, so had this level held, the support level held, and price reversed and came here, then we're looking at a head and shoulders, and then we can play the break of the neckline, right? Like so, like this, and then on back down, right? So you could play 2 areas. You can play that, right? You can play the sell off the shoulder, or you can wait for the neckline here, what we call a neckline, to be broken. All right, and then draw your fib like this here, and play this level. Okay, 61.8, boom, down to the D extension. All right. But in this scenario, this level here has been broken. So now we're looking for what we call a crown formation, which is like this, where that level, that support level was broken. Here's your left tip, here's your head, here's your center tip of your crown. And when my computer decides to work, we're going to finish our crown. So here price came and broke this level, right? So the neckline was broken before price hit it back up. So now we're looking at a crown where this low is taken out. And now we come back up to this tip, and then we take this trade to the downside. So now our fib level is going to look like this, right? Instead. Okay. So if once this low forms, once we get a low that forms, we don't know yet if this is the low. We have to wait, right? 2 candles to the left, 2 candles to the right to form a low. And we're on the 15-minute time frame. So we're looking at another 30 minutes. If this is officially going to be the low, then you can draw your fib, wait for the pullback, and when this price pulls back, then you can put your entry in if you missed that initial move. To me, that's the best way to play it. And you can have limited drawdown, and then you would add another entry here, like so. Okay? And that's how you would play that. So what we're waiting on, so that's a quick little nugget for you. But what we're waiting on is for this low to form now that the support level has been broken, and we're waiting for price to pull back. If we get price to pull back, we'll draw our fib. Okay, wherever that low is going to form, we'll draw a fib, wait for that pullback, and then take the trade, and we'll ride it on down. And that's how you can enter this trade if you miss the initial move to the downside. Just wait on a pullback. We know that that pullback is going to come because the market moves in waves. So we're looking for this here again. Pullback, take the trade, okay, and ride it down to its respective D extension, which would be around your 1.618. And then the game between the bulls and the bears resets again. You'll have a new fib, and you continue to take that on down. And hey, let's hope it hits all 3 targets. That'll be a big payday for us, right? So that's it. So we've got a $1 sell call on the IM Mastery Harmonic Scanner. This system is highly accurate. It saves you a lot of time. It constantly scans the market 24 hours a day for you when the forex market is open to look for those high probability reversal setups.